Good afternoon. My name is James McGreevy, the mayor of the Township of Woodbridge. To my right is Deputy Chief Phil DiNicola. Behind me is our business administrator, James Davey, and to my left is our Chief William Trenery. The Township of Woodbridge has embarked upon aggressive actions in response to 2 incidents, and at this time I'd like to call upon Chief William Trenery to describe each of these incidents. Chief?
In the early morning hours of June 7th, we had a burglary at a house on Augusta Street in Woodbridge. He was a white male. The age is approximately between 30 and 40 years old. Broke into a bedroom. In that bedroom was a 5-year-old girl. The girl was awoken by the suspect. He showed her a handgun, told her to be quiet, and then left the house. The next night, on the 8th, we had another bedroom, 2 girls in the bedroom, 8 and 10 years old. Had a suspect take the partition alongside of an air conditioner out of the window, reached in the window. The girls saw the arm. They woke up, they screamed, and the perpetrator left. When that happened, each time the parents called police. We responded. The second night we were already in the area, but we have been unable to come up with a perpetrator at this point.
And the Township of Woodbridge has aggressively set forth undercover surveillance. In addition, within the immediate area, we have between 5 to 6 officers surrounding and patrolling the area on a regular, ongoing basis. And the Township Police Department is conducting an aggressive investigation to identify a potential suspect.
Do you believe it's the same man in both incidents?
We have no information one way or the other because the girl on the first one, she actually saw the person. On the second time, they only saw an arm. So we really don't know. We're working on the assumption that that's probably the case, but we're going to investigate all possibilities.
Do you believe burglary was the motive, or did he specifically target these particular rooms because the little girls were there?
We don't know. Until we actually apprehend the person, we probably won't know. But right now, they're burglaries. That's what they're characterized as.
Do you have fingerprints from any side door?
I don't want to say so at this point.
Was anything taken in either case?
There were items taken from the room and placed out in the yard, but at this point, there's nothing reported missing.
Could you give us as full a description of this individual as you can?
Well, the best we can come up with from the 5-year-old is
I just wanted to echo the Chief's sentiments. It's somewhat difficult. We're dealing with a 5-year-old young girl attempting to portray the age of her perpetrator.
it's between 30 and 40 years old, a white male with a beard. A beard or hasn't shaved in a while. We're not sure about that.
Have you had trouble with any similar burglaries in that particular neighborhood before?
We haven't had any burglaries of this type in the township, not just that neighborhood, for quite some time, a couple of years.
Chief, are you satisfied that that second incident actually took place? It appears that in the first case you actually have some physical evidence of what happened. In the second incident, are you satisfied that it in fact took place and wasn't just other kids saying something happened to them too?
Well, the second incident, those kids didn't know about the first incident. That would tend to preclude that from happening. And in addition, there were some objects put underneath the window for a person to get in, to try to get in.
On the second one?
Yes.
What object? I know the first one was a lawn chair. What was the
There were
second?
some rocks or bricks or some type of material like that piled up.
In which incident were items removed from the room and placed in the yard, and can you tell us what items?
The first incident was there was a radiator directly under the window, and a radiator cover with some, I'm not sure what they were, some kind of items on top of the radiator cover. All that stuff was outside in the yard.
Was that they were being removed, or was it that they had to be removed in order for the person to get in the window? Why?
Well, that's what I believe is what happened.
So we're not really sure that it's burglary.
Well, in New Jersey, anytime a home is broken into, it's a burglary.
Under the circumstances, seeing as that it's in the same general area and both times the targets were bedrooms of little girls, together some kind of profile about what you're looking for here as far as his motive?
Well, you can extrapolate whatever you care from that information, but we have nothing concrete to go on.
Did he harm that 5-year-old at all? Did he just talk with her? Did he just wave the gun at her?
All he did was wake her up, tell her to be quiet, and then left. That's it.
He didn't touch her?
No.
Are you getting a large response from the community in the area? A lot of people afraid, a lot of families and children were calling.
No, spoke to one of the families. The family is very appreciative of the efforts of the chief and the deputy chief in the Woodbridge Township Police Department. They know we're undertaking an aggressive surveillance. And again, both families have been exceptionally cooperative working with the police department. As the chief noted, we have not had a burglary of this type in this township in recent memory. And so we're undertaking a comprehensive surveillance effort. And we've obviously stepped up not only visible patrols, but undercover patrols within the immediate area.
Now, I know I was over there speaking to neighbors, and they're saying, we're scared, we don't want to let our kids out. What do
Sure.
you say to families in Woodbridge? Are they safe?
But I think, obviously, the parents and the families have reason to be concerned. There was a second incident. We'd ask individuals to undertake all reasonable precautions, hopefully not only to secure their windows, but to keep their family safe, and take that added step of measure of precaution. And I think that's reasonable and appropriate. We would encourage families, particularly within that immediate geographic area, to take all rational, reasonable steps to ensure the safety of their children.
Are you checking registered sex offenders in the area?
That's certainly one of the things we're looking at, yes.
Both of these incidents happened in the early morning hours.
Yes, one was 5:30 in the morning, and the other one was at 3:18.
Do you have any description of the handgun at all?
The girl said it was long, so, and it was shiny. So it's possible that it was a revolver. If somebody says it's a long gun, usually that's what it turns out to be, is a revolver.
So obviously you have to consider this thing on.
Sorry.
I'm saying obviously that you have to consider this thing on.
Well, you're going on that assumption, yes.
And again, I would just ask any resident to see, we have obviously the 911 system, and this is the express purpose of the system. If someone is able to identify or see a potential suspect, to immediately notify the police department.
Did you say that you had 4 undercover officers in the area? You said you had extra patrols. And you
Yes.
also said-
We have, presently now, we have between 5 to 6 officers every evening.
Patrolling that neighborhood?
Yes.
Are you working under the assumption that he is from that neighborhood, or is that too small a range?
At this point, we don't have enough to say that.
Was there evidence, external evidence that would lead him to know girls lived in, or something in those bedrooms? How did he know?
We don't even know for sure that he was targeting it because there were girls in the bedroom. I can't answer that question.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.